What if there was a philosophy that united every religion and showed that they all point to one universal truth? This universal truth being oneness, that we are living in this divine creation that is all one, and us, as human beings, are experiencing the universe through the lens of separation, through an ego. Well, that philosophy is real and it's called perennial philosophy. It links all world religions and philosophies and shows that the Tao or Yahweh, Source, universe, God, whatever you want to call it, is all pointing to one universal truth. And understanding how there is an order by which the divine manifests and creates within our world allows us to be co-creators and create with the divine, to create as the divine, to leave our egos aside and allow creation to flow through us. This philosophy really resonated with me, and this philosophy is called the Quadrivium. The Quadrivium is a four-pronged understanding of how creation manifests in our world. And the basis by which this creation manifests is number. If you've studied Hermeticism, you understand that all is mind. You understand that the universe is a mental creation. And number is the first aspect of mind. Number is mind. Why do computers think in ones and zeros? Computers create on the basis of number. Number in our universe allows for the structure of creation to be formed. It allows geometry to be formed. So you look at pi, 3.141, 59265, 358, 979, 323, 846, 26. You see pi as this one universal constant. It is the same on a circle that's 1 inch or the circle that is the size of our planet Earth. These constants allow for creation to manifest within them. Then you see phi, the Fibonacci sequence, the golden ratio, 1.618. This spiral, and if you understand the spiral, you understand that it's a cube, right? And it's just a cube that extends 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. There is an inherent structure, a numerical structure at the basis of creation. This numerical structure you see in fractal geometry. You see in the creation of galaxies, nautilus shells, flowers, right? Flowers follow this structure that we see. There's a divine fingerprint. There's a fingerprint of the divine in everything. The same way our finger has a spiral in it, our fingerprint follows this same structure as well. Harmonic ratios in music. It all follows, and at the source, it is number, right? So number, arithmetic, is the study of the most basic aspect of the universe. Now, this next point that we have is geometry. So there's 4 prongs to Quadrivium, right? The second prong is geometry. How does that number manifest in space? And we briefly got into it with a circle, right? You see a circle manifest in space. You see the Fibonacci sequence, the golden ratio, manifest in space in the form of galaxies, nautilus shells. You see it in our human body. If you've ever seen the Vitruvian Man by Da Vinci, you see this ratio manifest in various different forms. Now, in here, you can see geometry in space, and as we move up through geometry, right, once geometry exists, energy begins to move through it, which creates physical reality. Energy moves through it, which creates physical reality. So by us understanding the geometric sequences, the geometric forms that creation can take, we can begin to put our consciousness, our energy through it to create. Why, if you look at the most famous artwork ever created, if you look at them overlaid over the golden ratio, over the Fibonacci sequence, that spiral, you're going to see so many of these artworks have followed this. These churches, they've followed this sacred order. Temples across the planet, there is an inherent order that we can create within to put our minds, our bodies, our souls at ease. So, it's starting to rain out here, but energy, all is consciousness. We are in this conscious universe. this conscious universe creates through this geometry, number in space. Now, a perfect example we can see where vibration is added, and if you understand Nikola Tesla's philosophy, energy, frequency, vibration are the basis by which reality is created. And energy is simply just vibration in motion. It is the frequency, right? You see here, the higher the energy, the higher the frequency, the higher the energy, right? The more frequent, the more energy, right? The less frequent, the less energy. So when you put frequencies into geometry, right? In an example of cymatics, for example, cymatics are the physical manifestation of vibrational frequencies. They're a geometric manifestation of different vibrational frequencies, which we can see in water, in sand. If you've seen a vibrational plate, you can vibrate this plate at different frequencies, and these frequencies create these beautiful mandalas. They create these structures that are inherent in creation. They create these structures that the universe uses to create, and we've quite literally replicated this creative process using science. Now, energy equals vibration, number in time, right? Frequency is number in time. So these cymatic frequencies are literally the basis of our creation, right? The basis of our creation. The same way our fingerprint extends, the same way a tree has rings of a tree, the same way a turtle shell has designs on it, the same way one flower blooms all identically, but all uniquely in their own expression, right? If you look at a lotus flower, no lotus flower is going to be the same, but they're all going to be uniquely following that same expression. That is the form that which the energy is coming up through, right? DNA, our genetics, or the form, right? It's the geometrics by which vibration, energy can manifest into our physical reality, right? And the next we get into cosmology, because once the number moves through space, and that number moves through time, we can see that number manifest in time and space. We see this in our solar system. We see this in the galaxy. We see this in ourselves. We see this in DNA, right? Physical reality is cosmology. Cosmology is physical reality. And a perfect example we have of this is us, right? So take, for example, the process. We start up here at number. Right? DNA, we have this inherent code, right? X's and Y's, whatever. I don't know exactly how DNA works. I don't need to. I need to understand DNA as the structure, the number, right? There are ones and zeros. The same way you code a computer, reality can be broken down into the simplest layman terms, right? DNA allows us to create, right? You have the egg. The 1 point, right? The Bindu point. You have the monad, that 1 point, but all exists in that monad. All exists in that singularity, right? Now this singularity begins to separate. It begins to break off and create, duplicate, right? It is creating itself. This is the cell division. This is the geometry, right? And if you see this as the singularity begins to manifest into two, we see this replication of the Vesica Pisces. If you understand the sacred geometric shapes, right? You understand the Vesica Pisces, the seed of life, the fruit of life, the flower of life, the Metatron, right? This cell divides, and now we're in geometry, right? The heart beats, right? At first, you have your parents. They have to have sex to create you. This is the DNA mixing, right? Mixes. Now, that cell comes together to start to create life itself. That energy is in there. It begins to divide. Now it's creating geometry. It's creating physical form, right? And what do we say when you get a what is it? What is it when a woman is pregnant and you scan her? An ultrasound. When you get an ultrasound, right? You hear the heartbeat. They say, "Oh, the baby's heart is beating. It's alive." That baby is alive because the vibration is the energy, the consciousness that moves through that being, right? And eventually you pop out of your mom and there you are in physical reality, right? This structure follows that order. You can see the same structure in a guitar string, right? You have to measure a guitar string. measure it, whatever, call it 2 feet in length, a guitar string. What's the and now you have to cut it. You have the 2 feet is the length, that's the number, and you cut it. You actually cut the guitar string, the wound on the string, how thick it is, how long it is. Now that's the geometry of it. You tie it tight on the guitar, and then you pluck it. That's the vibration. Pluck it. The energy goes through it and creates this resonance frequency that you can then experience, right? So that's the quickest example of us showing how number manifests into physical reality in the form of a guitar. It's starting to rain out here, but reality arises from structured resonance, right? Everything is energy, frequency, and vibration, and number is the basis by which that energy can move into geometry. That energy is a vibration, right? So we as human beings can begin to direct our energy through various different mediums to create. So find where to direct your energy. And I've learned how to direct my energy through various different mediums, such as the camera, such as artwork, such as journaling, such as guitar, surfing, jujitsu, right? Take your energy and direct it through these various different mediums, or else it gets caught. And then you're addicted to drugs and you're painfully depressed. You don't have any purpose, because the purpose is to take consciousness, take your consciousness and direct it into life, direct it into creation, direct it into things that are going to be able to allow you to experience, right? We're all looking for meaning in this life, and it makes sense that we are co-creators of reality with the creator. We are microcosms of the macrocosm. And by understanding these principles of creation through the lens of the Quadrivium, we can begin to create with God. We can create as God, never equal to God. Never, never. Don't get mistaken. You are not God. I am not God. How could we be? That would be foolish. But we can take aspects of the divine and allow them to manifest through us. And by understanding sacred geometry, by understanding the order by which there's a creation in this one divine, unified field, we can co-create with it. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I love talking about sacred geometry, spirituality, consciousness, all good things about self-realization and self-mastery, bringing what was up there back down to physical reality. There's tons of videos like it on my channel, so click below, watch the next one, subscribe. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. We got more content like this moving through. We didn't even get to the honeycomb, the 2D grid structures of the geometry, or the 3D structures of the cube and the platonic solids, etc. But we can make more videos about that because it's all so fun. So thank you. Before my camera breaks, I'm gonna turn it off. Love you guys.